Morning everybody, and fantastic to see you again. I'm on the Faroe Islands and specifically Kalsoy, and it's epic. There's sort of low-hanging cloud, it's clearing a little bit, but the most exciting bit is I've got a brand new drone from DJI, the Mavic 4 Pro. So I'm going to be testing that out. So here it is, the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. Full disclosure, I have been given this drone, but I'm not paid for this. So this is meant to be a vlog of me, my thoughts on it. I'll be really honest about what I think of it. The first thing is, it's quite big. So I'd say it's a little bit bigger, not any heavier, doesn't feel any heavier, but it's a little bit bigger than the Mavic 3 Pro. The controller, definitely thicker. We'll get onto that in a minute, but yeah, it's definitely a big difference in the controller. And there's also a big difference in two of the cameras as well, which I want to get onto. And that's what I'm really excited about from a photography point of view. It's going to be epic here, so we just need to get this launched and see what it can do. So the startup on this drone is going to be quicker. One thing that is quicker is that when you open it up like this, you can see already it's starting to switch on. You'll also probably notice big change here, but yeah, it's switched on and ready to go. Just need to get the controller. So the first thing to notice, especially it's quite bright at the moment, the sun's coming out and the screen is a lot brighter. It's also got night vision, which maybe I can try at some point. Well, it's not much night here at the moment. Oh my word, that looks cool. So one thing I really like about this is it's moved back to a 28mm lens from 24, which it was on the Mavic 3 Pro. The Mavic 2 Pro had a 28mm as well. It's so much better for photography. So when you're trying to do a pano vertically or something like that, you don't really want a wide angle lens, because if you have a more zoomed in main lens, the bigger sensor, which it is a bigger sensor, I'll put the stats up here, then you're going to get more megapixels for the same field of view. And I never feel like with a drone, you can't just move further away. So it seems dumb to have a wider angle lens really. So the 28mm lens from a photography point of view is fantastic. And in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a vertical pano here now because it looks epic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go into photo mode. Now I could, if I want to, because another thing they've added is the portrait. You can just shoot a portrait now. You can move it, the main lens, into portrait. So I could just do it like this. Take 3 shots there, move across, 3 shots there, 3 shots there, 3 shots there. That's really good. Or go back to how it was and shoot a vertical pano like this. Now what I want to probably do is go more over the top of it. You've got to sort of treat a vertical pano with a drone as something where you're sort of looking down on top of it. I talk about that a lot actually in the masterclass that me and Jeron did for drone photography, if anybody's interested. I'll put a link down below. But yeah, this looks pretty epic at the moment. The sun's not quite coming out. I'm sure it's going to get better throughout the morning, but this is so cool. So the main lenses haven't changed massively. The main one is really the prime lens, which is the 1x, obviously, it's the starting point, and that's 28mm. Then you've got 2.5 times that, which is the same focal length. I'll put all the focal lengths here. And then you've got 6 times that, which again, similar. I think it's 1.68 and it was 1.66 before or something like that. So it's quite similar. The longer one though is a bigger sensor now. But the good thing, I just noticed this actually, is when you zoom from different positions, so if I go now to 2.5 times, it does it a little bit quicker. So I'd say twice as quick as what it used to do on the Mavic 3 Pro. And that's actually really useful because quite often you're moving between those positions, especially if you're doing videography. So it's great to be able to do that. And yeah, here we can see the 6x, which looks pretty spectacular. So one of the fantastic things is that you can turn the screen to portrait like this, but it also, when it does that, turns the actual camera to portrait as well. So now I can do these vertical shot panos rather than do it like that, which is really fantastic. Sort of a horizontal pano, isn't it? Which makes photos a lot easier. Just shoot these a lot. So I'm going to show you more video that I've done with the drone since I've been in the Faroe Islands at the end and talk a little bit more about the video features. I've also just done some here, which is pretty cool as well, using the ND filter. One of the other things that I'm just not 100% sure about with the drone is this mask that you put on it, which is the protective cover. It's just tricky. I actually feel like the 3 was probably easier to put on. You've got to sort of clip it at the bottom there somehow, then make sure this is in about the right place like that, and then you sort of pull it over and then get these under, clip it on here, and then it keeps falling off. It's just not great, I'd say. It's difficult to get it right, and it's fine when you get used to it. I'm sure it would be better, but I always feel like this, I just wonder why this doesn't get locked in place so it's in the right spot, the actual camera unit. So this football pitch is incredible, and it seems to have been turned into a camping caravan site. Rick loved it. He does like a bus stop or something random like this, as you can see from these photos. Anyway, go and check Rick's YouTube channel out as well as his Instagram, links below. Right, here we go. Last evening, sunset, Galsador, doesn't get better than this. Right, so we are going to see if I can get some photos. Home point updated. Here goes. Right, so I'm just going around now just to see if I can find an angle, different angle for a bit of B-roll, but I want to try and see if I can find a different angle for this shot that I've taken quite a lot of times before. There probably isn't one, but you never know. So I'm going to switch that off, go into normal mode, and then I'm going to fly over here, I think, and then shoot back in that direction. Oh, that's quite nice. Might even just switch it to portrait like that, and then I'm going to try and go a little bit further out, and then maybe just shoot from there. I think that looks pretty good. Do auto white balance, 3 shots in this portrait mode now, and I'm going to basically, it's always difficult to stitch these together because of the water, so I'm going to do it both ways, but I'm going to do it really quickly and see if I can get it right. Now you can see that the white balance is changing a bit, but I can change that afterwards. The problem is this bottom left area we'll just go back to landscape. This bottom area is quite wide open. We'll go a bit further over here and we'll just try it from here. And I'll do a vertical, I'll do some vertical one. So I'm going to go from there, shoot up like that, and then maybe go a bit further out, and down, and around, and then back up. You need to keep line of sight really if you're going to. I'm already getting a broken up signal because I've not really got a brilliant line of sight. There's a few rocks, so even though the new OctaSync is good, it's not amazing. Right, here I'm going to do a vertical pano because I think it'll look quite good. So 3 there, 3 there. And then basically all I'm doing is overlapping. And like I say, if you are interested in finding out more about how I take these types of shots, me and Jeron did an amazing masterclass. I'll put a link in the description below. Let's go back to video. See if we can do some video at 2 times. From way out at sea. So currently a kilometre out now. So this is a 2.5 times zoom. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop that. Go to the 1 times because I feel like this is quite a good shot, just straight back out. So I might just do a quick photo of that because it looks absolutely epic out there. Wow. Maybe I can shoot up and get the cloud. So obviously on this camera you can shoot like quite vertically up, so maybe I can have the cloud from the top leading down because it's really nice at the moment. So I've got some big prints to take a look at and we'll talk about these in a second, but first I just want to touch on the video. Obviously I took a lot of video when I was in the Faroes with the new Mavic 4 Pro and this new controller, which was pretty epic. I mean, in terms of video, I'd say, you know, there's probably not massive improvements. Obviously, the main one is the improvement to the sensor on the main camera. There's D-Log now across all the cameras, which is good. And I think that the big improvement on the longer camera, the 6x camera, is it does 100 frames per second, and it's got an f2.8 lens. Right, let's have a look at these prints and talk about this main camera, because that is what I'm most excited about. So I'll just come back to this in a minute. I'm going to go to some small improvements that I saw at the end of the video as well. So I'll go through those soon. So this is a 1 meter wide print, and I've got to say it is spectacular. Obviously it's a pano, but an easy pano to do because you can just do obviously the portrait shots and the detail. You know, I can see this person stood right on the top here, the lighthouse here. But the main thing, the real main thing with the main camera is I have seen a significant step change in this camera. I mean, it's the same 4/3 format. It's meant to be a new CMOS camera, but it is an increase in megapixels, but also the dynamic range. You can pull out so much in the shadow details without noise. I took some shots. A shot here that I took near where I live. So this was just an amazing sunset. You know, those times when it's a cool sunset and you're in the wrong location. Well, with a drone, luckily I live in quite a nice area. It's very flat, but there's some nice trees. So I just took it off and flew around. This is just one exposure with the portrait, you know, moving the camera into portrait on the main lens. I mean, the detail, this is a 2 print, the detail is just incredible. I can't stress how much an improvement the new main camera is, and the fact it went to 28 megapixels is so useful, because it just means that if you're too close, you can just do a bit of a pano, get more megapixels, and so yeah, it's a real big thumbs up for me, that. And the ability to shoot at higher ISO as well if you want to, without a massive degradation is really great. So just more on the portrait lens. So obviously on the camera, it can rotate all the way around now. So it goes 360 all the way around like this. So to get to portrait, you can just do this, and then it has some restriction then on how far up and down it can go. I think it's restricted to about 10 degrees, but then you can extend that to 25 degrees. But that's just so useful. I mean, it's great for video as well. If you're shooting reels, it just makes it a lot easier to do. So the other thing is the controller. I mean, it's great. I mean, the screen's bigger, brighter, and it goes into portrait like that. So, and that obviously turns the thing, as I talked about, the actual camera. So that's really good. There is a different jog wheel here that you can assign to things, so you can have it to exposure, compensation if you want to. The thing with the controller is that when you close it like that, it goes into standby, so it's quick action to go again. The controller, I'd say, is, I don't know if it's heavier or not. It is heavier than the main one, but it's not quite as wide in that direction, as tall, I'd say. Not quite, not far off. And it's tiny bit less wide in that direction, but it's significantly thicker. So even though the weight's not massive, just getting everything in your camera bag just makes it a little bit trickier. And that's it. And on that, it's bigger. I mean, if you just open this out like this, it switches on when you open it out. You can turn that off in the settings, by the way. Then I'll just show you, if I just put this there and then get the old one. I said the old one, it's still an amazing drone, and put it on top of it, you can see that, it's just a bit bigger all around, really. It's bigger height-wise a little bit, it's bigger lengthways, it's just a little bit bigger, and it's around about an apple heavier. So a small apple, about 115 grams heavier. So before I get onto the small things I've seen, I just want to reiterate this drone masterclass that myself and Jeroen spent all of last year building is now out, and there's an offer as well. If you want to get a discount on it, then you can use offer code Mavic4. There's a link in the description, and you can get a big discount off the thing. We're doing this for the launch of the new drone, and we're only going to have it limited for the first week as well. So if you want to get that, then there's a link below. Also, we're also doing a free webinar. So if you're interested in improving your drone photography, you're maybe not quite yet ready to commit to the drone masterclass, then we've got a free webinar, and that is next Saturday, and the date is here. So if you're interested in that, again, there's a link in the description. It's free to attend, and me and Jeroen will go through an hour of talking about drone photography and how you can improve your drone photography. Right, the small things. So it's quieter. So I think that's because, I've been thinking about this, and I think that's because the size of the propellers, you can see, is quite a lot bigger. So I'm suspecting they probably don't need to spin as fast. So I don't know whether it is quieter. I didn't do it with a dB meter, but it's got a lower hum, so it's less intrusive, which is great. When you're shooting in nature, you don't want that intrusive noise. This mask that goes on it, the cover, I'm better at now. So I said in the video when I was on location, I've been using it for a bit now, and I'm better at it. So I can now, see how quick I can put it on now. Probably fail, won't I? I'll switch the drone off first. So the drone, just there, I've got to switch off when you close the legs. You can set that, so there you go, it's simple. I can just do that, switch that on like that, and there we go. It's easier. Well, I think when you get used to it, it's a lot easier. So I'm less concerned about that. There is better connection with it, so there's OcuSync 4 Plus, I think it is, and I think the connection's better. I've definitely noticed that. However, it still gets interfered with by things in the way, so cliffs, buildings, but you should be keeping a line of sight, and if you keep a line of sight, then you'll find that you can fly it further away, and yeah, I found a much better video connection with it. The charging is certainly really useful, so I've been able to charge at 240 watts and have all the batteries charged simultaneously. Super useful, that. Also, a really small thing, these antennas here act as a stand as well, so you know, it's just a really nice stand, those antennas. Don't know how secure they are or whether DJI thought about this, but yeah, it's pretty useful, that, I think. I've used it a few times. That's pretty much it, I think. I'm really impressed with this drone. Would I like something a little bit smaller? Yes, but it's a pro level drone. It's an incredible photography flying machine. I mean, the camera is really, really incredible. I'm really impressed with it. And I can't wait to take more photos with it. Thanks for watching. This is quite a long video, I know, but I wanted to go through as much detail as I could with the drone. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comment. I'll try and get back to them as quick as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Sunday.